Last few years have been ripe with success for Tom Hardy. Each movie is a box office hit. His mastery to transform into gangsters, villains, and monsters is astounding. But he says,
I think I'm bourgeois, middle class, posh, middle class. Really.
Tom was nominated for an Oscar for kicking Leo DiCaprio's butt. But in his words, I don't fight, I mimic. In interviews, he seems like the most confident person on earth, but he says,
I'm a big softie.
So, is Tom really that hardy?
First off, to my brother in this endeavor, Mr. Tom Hardy. Tom, your fierce talent on screen can only be surpassed by your friendship off screen.
Since that big Hollywood promotion by Leo, Mr. Hardy has proven himself right many times. Hardy is a favorite among film directors, critics, and viewers. He is an undisputed superstar. Instead, he comes up with some shocking confessions.
I almost shouldn't even really be in my job because I just want to disappear, and probably that's why I'm more comfortable in characters.
Hardy has repeatedly said in interviews that fear is his main motivator.
And actually, I'm a big softie, and that's why I'm covered in tattoos and everything. Is because I'm actually quite scared of everything.
What scares you?
Everything. Everything. Not being in control, not knowing, anticipation, like waiting for something to go wrong.
He is scared to lose control because he barely learned how to control himself. Edward Thomas Hardy was raised in East Sheen, a pleasant suburb of West London, drowning in expensive presents and his mother's attention. According to Tom, it was his mum who turned him into a big softie. I'm very sensitive. I'm very much a mommy's boy. Private school education was supposed to shield our mommy's boy from the streets, but out of spite and curiosity, Tom tried any hallucinogens he could get his hands on. At 15, he got his first tattoo, got kicked out of school, and got arrested for stealing a car and carrying a weapon.
How many cars did you steal?
A lot of cars, John. A lot. But those days are gone now, Jonathan. You know what I mean? I have to do more establishment things.
It's unclear how many arrests Tom had, but he didn't go behind bars. His father pulled all the strings to get him out of it. In his own words, my desperate parents were like, hell, we've got to find something for Tom to do. At 18, Tom got into Reed's, his first drama school. He was shortly kicked out for terrible behavior. 2 more drama schools followed with the same result. Here you can see what Tom looked like at 21. In 1998, Hardy won the Big Breakfast Find Me a Supermodel competition. Even then, he was already strikingly handsome, proud to be himself.
Tom would like to write and direct his own short films, and he says he loves Eddie Izzard but hates football.
That's right.
He did find a way into the Drama Center in London, where he was tutored by the same man who trained Anthony Hopkins.
Love your suit.
Don't they look like twinsies? He was trained in classical drama, the Stanislavski method. Hardy says he is fluent in Chekhov and Shakespeare. What did he do after classes? Are you ready? Partied, got high, and rapped. Yes, the rascal recorded a mixtape called Falling on Your Arse in 1999.
If there's no love, there's no life. Surrounded by this life and lies. In this world, I hold my wife to my chest in the night. I press her face close to mine. Wipe the tears from my eyes. I don't need to see my baby cry.
Falling in Love was also on the cards for Hardy that year. Tom Hardy got the nickname Hot Daddy along with David Beckham. He is a proud dad of 3 who managed to keep his younger kids' names a secret and even hide them from the paparazzi. Tom and Charlotte Riley have been together for 12 years, so nobody remembers that Charlotte is his 3rd wife. He lost the first 2 because of his shortcomings.
You were perfect.
Tom married producer Sarah Ward at 22. They only dated for 3 weeks before they got hitched. Tom's career and his addiction were on the rise. He once admitted, "I would have sold my mother for a rock of crack." It's hard to picture Hardy wasted now. Check out TV drama Stewart, A Life Backwards, where he portrayed a homeless addict. Tom once said that this role was his best one. He just got clean then, but the horrible memories were still fresh in his mind. 2003 was the start of Hardy's sober life. He conquered his addiction in rehab, but he replaced it with another passion. Tom started openly dating Korean-American actress Linda Park after they met on the set of Star Trek. It's no surprise that his wife Sarah filed for divorce. The affair with Linda also ran short. Perhaps Tom ended up on another film set? While filming BBC's The Virgin Queen, Tom fell for an assistant director, Rachel Speed. After 3 happy years, in 2008, the two became 3. The new dad of little Lewis Thomas Hardy then said he felt reborn. "I was self-indulgent for a long time. Having a child forces you to be a better man." But a year later, the picture-perfect husband tripped when he left his family and started an affair with Charlotte Riley, his co-star in Wuthering Heights. Tom found the one in Charlotte, yet it's hard to call it a perfect union. There are still rumors around Tom's escapades. Of course, Tom became a sex symbol, even among celebrities. After being asked about her celebrity crush, Priyanka Chopra answers,
"Well, I love Tom Hardy. He's beautiful, he's an actor, he's just... What was that movie, Reese Witherspoon, that he did? He was really cute and shirtless."
See for yourselves, Jessica Chastain is melting next to him. Rebel Wilson even put her finger up his ass. On set, the director told Rebel to poke Tom in his bum, but it was not in the script.
So I just did it.
His co-star in Venom, Michelle Williams, can't hide her thirst.
Tom. Yeah?
It seems that nobody can stay indifferent after meeting Hardy. Everybody has something to say, both good and bad things. The first shocking feedback came from the hardest criminal in Britain, Charles Bronson. Hardy portrayed him in 2009. After the first meeting in prison, Charles blurted out, "He won't work, he's too skinny." Stubborn Hardy went to the gym and grew 19 kilos of pure muscle. Bronson gave in and said that only Hardy could have the role. Hardy's commitment to his characters is impressive. He went so far in The Warrior that broke both his knees and injured his arm. But it didn't stop him from doing exactly that, fighting on screen. But this summer, Hardy had to undergo 2 surgeries. Tom admits that in the last few years he's eased down on weight training in favor of choreography and jiu-jitsu. The actor says he only imitates a fight, and he's been using stunt doubles instead. Tom found his perfect double on the set of Mad Max. We do everything together. He's Venom, he's Eddie Brock, he's the Craze, we're twins. When they are getting ready for a role, the two buddies text each other all the time, although Tom often lies to his double about his weight. Or he goes, "I'm about 80 kilograms, and I turn up and he's 85, so I'm the smaller Tom, the Tom Hardly at that point." This is how Tom Hardy does it. Of all the directors he's worked with, only a couple had nothing to complain about. In Mad Max, he annoyed director George Miller with his comments and had to make a public apology at a press conference in Cannes. He pushed Alejandro Iñárritu into a pile of snow on the set of The Revenant. When it finished, Tom even made a t-shirt with a picture of him strangling Iñárritu. I cannot give a f what the writer or the director or Larry in Baltimore thinks about my choices. When it comes to acting, Hardy is tremendously demanding towards himself and others. This is why everyone is lining up to act with him. He can act with his eyes alone. Mad Max, Dunkirk, and his Bane in The Dark Knight Rises have become legendary.
And we give it back to you, the people.
Hardy's talent to transform into psychos, villains, and lost souls is out of this world. Tom says he is aided by his old demons that never went away. In an interview with Esquire, he says his alter ego is Arthur. "It's like living with a 400-pound orangutan that wants to kill me. It's much more powerful than me, doesn't speak the same language, and it runs around in the darkness of my soul." So he takes his orangutan Arthur for walks on film sets of action movies and gangster dramas. Hardy has the same passion for shielding his kids from the public eye. We know loads about his eldest son, Lewis. Tom adores his son and brags that it was his kid who told him all about the world of comic books ahead of the Venom shoot. There is a veil of secrecy over the two kids of Tom and Charlotte, born in 2015 and 2019. He is ready to attack anyone approaching his family with a camera, like all of his villains put together. From bits and pieces of information scattered around, the media has reported that Tom is possibly raising a daughter, name and gender not confirmed. The second child is a son called Forrest, named after Hardy's favorite character, Forrest Gump. This is according to the Sun newspaper, but Hardy has never officially confirmed it. In October 2021, Tom mentioned another name. In a video from Wired, when he asked if he could sing at all, Tom said that he could not, even in the shower, but he sang to his kids when they were babies, until his youngest son asked him to stop.
But now my children say, Daddy, don't sing because it rains when you sing.
If this is true, then Venom director Andy Serkis has succeeded where all other interviewers failed with Tom Hardy. Perhaps their friendship was the reason. In conversation, he can be really sweet, but if he does not like your question, he will tell you about it straight away.
Well, Tom, I hope we can rebuild these bridges.
No. No, you that. That's gone.
Hardy is a ball of wild energy. He cannot sit straight, likes sniffing his pits right in front of the camera, and if he's bored, he might even vape during the interview. While the sophisticated, well-dressed DiCaprio was praising their work in The Revenant, Hardy was gobbling up some tasty stuff he got from the journalist. So what? Tom is hungry, Tom eats.
These men actually did this.
Seems that these moments bring out the hidden orangutan in Tom, even though he keeps it tamed on screen. At 44, Hardy has fulfilled the dreams of his youth, produced his own successful Taboo TV series, and he played with his idol, Gary Oldman, as an equal. But when journalists ask him who he is, Tom keeps saying, "I have no idea." Thanks for watching. If you like our video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click on the bell.